The thing I wanted to specifically bitch to you about is these make-a-wish ass billionaires who think they can buy literally anything. And I don't know if you saw this story. So Bill Ackman, apparently when he's not, trying to destroy the country and and go on his jihad against fake anti-Semitism and canceling people or trying to rig the New York mayoral primary, he apparently bought his way into a professional tennis tournament, like a legit professional tennis tournament happening at the Tennis Hall of Fame. He paid his way into this thing and played in a doubles match with a former sort of like majors champion. Jack Sock was his teammate. And Bill Ackman, I'm sure for a 59-year-old non-pro, is fine at tennis.
Right.
But it was so humiliating and embarrassing.
That's my first instinct was like, but again,
why would you even want this?
Why would you want this? This is like me being like, no, okay, I like gymnastics. I used to do it when I was in 6th grade. I could definitely compete, and I should buy my way into this tournament. And then just pull a muscle doing the splits in the middle of that's so embarrassing.
Like me and you, Simone Biles, let's go. Right. Or
come on now.
I mean, I was a swimmer. Like the thought of me jumping into a pool against someone in their prime, preposterous. So it's humiliating. The other guys start just sort of tapping the ball to him and he's still just whiffing and it's so embarrassing. Okay. So the tennis world is furious. Andy Roddick is, big former major champion, one of the great, American men's tennis players. He has a podcast now. He was going on. He says it's the most pathetic thing he's ever seen in sports and was thoroughly disgusted because he saw it as his sport that he cares deeply about being defiled. This is the Challenger Tour where you have a bunch of tennis players who are sort of top 200, let's say, but not the top. And this is where they grind it out making a living. And so he's taking a slot from them, his for his little make-a-wish situation. And then, as is the case with Bill Ackman, he couldn't just leave it alone with that. He had to post multiple coping, book-length essays on Twitter about how actually this all worked out perfectly according to plan because it got people talking about tennis. And actually, the reason he played so poorly was because they were hitting the ball so softly to him, it threw him off his game. And in reality, he plays all the time against Division I tennis players and former recently retired pros, and it always goes really great. So
this is amazing.
It's incredible. I'm obsessed with the story. And I think it's silly, but also I do think it says something legitimately terrifying about the billionaire mind that you can be so disconnected from reality that you think the laws of physics and sport and athleticism don't even apply to you. You think somehow convince yourself this is going to go well. You have the entitlement to think you deserve this spot and you surround yourself with a bunch of people who are never going to tell you what are you thinking?
No, I think you're absolutely right. It's a little microcosm of a massive problem, which is billionaires in general. And I do think there is something very connected. We're taught to think, that they're geniuses and that's why they have so much money. But also, no, is it the pure hubris and the audacity to do something I don't know, underpaying people, or doing insider trading or whatever way, exploiting worker, all the ways that people actually get the money they get, and cheating the system they are so used to. And so why wouldn't they be able to cheat something like sports? And I think what you're trying to say, Crystal, is we need to protect men's sports.
That's exactly right. We need to protect men's sports from Bill Ackman and other billionaires who think that they can just buy their way into this thing. I watched the Netflix doc recently on the Titan submersible and that dude, Stockton Rush.
Yes.
And it was a similar deal. And it really reminded me of Elon because it's these guys don't think the rules of the universe are going to apply to it. He broke every rule. They did every single test they did with this thing went poorly. And he still was just plowing forward.
Yeah.
And so foolish that he literally he himself went down in this thing that, was obviously doomed ultimately. And it reminds me so much of just how dangerous these guys are and how different. When you get to some certain level of wealth, it's just a completely different deal. And it's wildly inconsistent with having any sort of like democratic society, which is why obviously billionaires need to go away and not exist.
I think I think to me, that's a litmus test. I think ask your,
That's true.
I think the litmus test is, do you think billionaires should or should not exist? To me, another litmus test is, do you think I should be abolished? These are important questions. But I do say, like, the Titan guy, or whatever the hell it was called, like, at least he had the decency to go down in his own piece of junk, whereas Elon Musk has yet to have the decency to get on one of his SpaceX flights.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Like Elon realizes maybe I shouldn't go up in one of these things since they keep blowing up.
Go on that rocket, dog, if you really believe in yourself. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.